Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Zebra Nation Plays the FM Scout Academy Challenge with FC Dallas. And here we are once again, the beginning of Season 4, at least the beginning of the MLS season. Hopefully you saw my last video that sort of detailed the off-season that we had. It was, decent off-season. Look at the preseason we had here with our schedule. We won the majority of our games, but we didn't really play that difficult of a schedule. I tried to go on a tour of Mexico, but half the teams I challenged canceled. So I was actually only able to go down and play Pumas, which we lost 0-1 in a pretty uneventful game. Our team was not very inspired for whatever reason. And then we beat Atletico Nacional 3-2. That was a good game. It was a nice, exciting game. And, we played a lot of other smaller teams. We beat Barcelona, but Barcelona of Ecuador. I used that joke already in the last video, so forgive me. And then in that last video, you saw us draw Guangzhou of the Chinese Super League. This was a team, we had them on the ropes for almost the entire game, but they came back and got a late equalizer. And then after that, we went on. We played our own juniors team, beat them 3-0 with our second squad, so that was fine. And now we're up against Chicago. And Chicago is an important team for us for a couple of reasons. Number one, we have a cup versus them, the Brimstone Cup, because they are, quote-unquote, one of our rivals. I'm not really sure how fierce that rivalry is between FC Dallas and Chicago, but we have a cup. So that's fine. But the big reason we want revenge on these guys is because they beat us last season in the MLS Cup. They robbed us of that championship. Well, I can't say they robbed us. They beat us. They beat us fairly soundly. But that was an important milestone we need for this Academy Challenge, is to win our own domestic cup, and we haven't done that yet. So we start back at the bottom here, game 1 of the league. Got to push that stone back up the hill and try to reach the playoffs again, and then try to go through the playoffs. The playoff format is so difficult. I mean, at least it's not a one-and-done tournament from start to finish. It'd be nice if it was a 3-game series like other American sports, but I guess I can't keep beating that dead horse. So we got to go with the format that we've got, and that's okay. I use the word fine a lot, and that's fine, because we got no choice, basically. I guess I could go in and modify the database or something, but that's not really my deal. So we'll start, we'll start with Chicago and work our way through the team. Now here's their registration, and I want to talk about the registration for this game, but not quite yet. They've got a lot of decent players. Hallett, Hector Villalba looks pretty good. They got a real good goalkeeper here, Sean Johnson, 29-year-old American. He's a very good goalkeeper. So we got a tough road to hoe here against this team. They look pretty good from top to bottom. They don't have a lot of weaknesses. Their depth is a little thin. They got some young players, some not so talented players, but they're going to be good. And they've got quite a bit of injuries here. Buckley, Woodbury, Dylan Cerna seems to be the biggest problem here, but they've got enough advanced players here with Akam, Villalba, and Hoylett. Yeah. To make up for that. So I think they'll be fine on there. And now for us, I want to take a look at our registration here for a minute. Maybe go over the MLS registration just, again, if you're not familiar with it. At the beginning of every season, usually 2 or 3 days before your first MLS match, you have to submit a season registration. Now you can modify this registration, but every time you take a player off your registration, you have to they have to be out on loan, or they have to be on the injured list, or they get waived from your team if you take them off the list. And there are a lot of rules and things you have to finagle with this list. So if you're going to play in the MLS, it'll probably take you a season or two to kind of get used to those rules. So definitely look up the rules. They've got them up here somewhere. You can find them in the MLS, and just try to study them and figure them out as best you can. But something I wanted to point out, I always go over the draft every season, and I talk about the Generation Adidas players. Like, it's not super important to draft Generation Adidas players, but it is helpful. And you can see that right here. I have this young man, Israel Bracamontes. He was one of our draft picks this season. He's a Generation Adidas player. And as you notice, he is not registered with our team. And that's one of the bonuses of a Generation Adidas player, is you can leave them unregistered from your team, and they're not going to get waived by your team. So I couldn't find a loan for him soon enough before registration day came, and so I had my choice of players that I was going to leave off the registration, and I can leave him off without losing him, so might as well do it. And as you can see, I've got quite a few Generation Adidas players. Zamora, who's another one of our draft picks. Alex Johnson, inexplicably, is still a Generation Adidas player. Usually once your player becomes a regular starter on your team, that Generation Adidas tag is taken away. Or I think if they reach 4 years in the league, the Generation Adidas tag is taken away. There are rules to that. They don't keep it forever, but it is kind of strange that Johnson has kept it for this long. Mike Eaton is another generation player. So, I try to draft those guys if possible, just because they give you that extra little bit of roster flexibility, and you don't have to negotiate their contract. They get an automatic. It's a pretty decent contract, but it's automatic, so you don't have to worry about them not signing with your team. Because I guess theoretically they're already sort of compensated through Adidas in some way, shape, or form, whether it's advertisement or sponsorship deal, whatever it is. All right. So the other thing to mention on the roster here is, I don't want to get too deep in the weeds here, but you have two salary caps. You have a real money salary cap, which is basically what your board tells you can spend. And our board tells us we can spend an outlandish $27.8 million. So we're never going to spend that, but our board is fine if we spend that much money. However, the MLS salary cap is only $4.25 million. It increases every year usually, by a little bit, maybe a couple $100,000 here or there. But that's the hard salary cap right there. And you might say, wow, that's a huge difference between 27 million and 4 million. How do you come to that difference? And that difference usually comes in the way of designated players. So for example, I could pay a guy 20 million bucks. But if I make him a designated player, that salary is only going to cost sort of the league maximum, which is $463,000. So his $20 million real money contract will only cost $460,000 versus the salary cap. So that's how that works. And you've got other players who can be taken off that list as well. Like you can have your reserve players don't count, and some of your younger players, depending on their status, don't count versus your budget. So you can have a maximum of 8 of those kind of players, those off-budget players, and another 6 reserve players, because I said reserve players don't count against your cap either. So those are all specific, to their contract. Like you hire them as a reserve player. That's part of their contract. So I only have one of those players right now. Somewhere on this list. I'm not sure where he is, but he's somewhere on this list as a reserve player. But most of the other guys on the list are sort of the senior minimum salary guys. They count towards that list. I don't think the Generation Adidas guys count towards that list. But it's possible that they might. Anyway, I just wanted to point out the registration there and show you the team that we've got. Let's go to the match now. Enough messing around. We'll go to the match. Okay, so I finally got the loan move for Bracamontes. It was after the registration day, but it didn't really matter. So I'm sending him down to my affiliate team, OKC Energy. Speak to him, say I've made the decision to send you out on loan. And he says if that gives me a better chance of playing at Dallas, then I have no qualms. All right. So we'll accept the loan, and then we'll compile his stats so that anytime he plays in a game, they'll send us a little update and tell me how he did. So that's fun times. Of course, the fact that he's going to an American lower division team means I won't get many of those reports because they play a weird phantom schedule. Alright, so there's my Champions League update. I've got a guy scouting the Champions League just for fun, I suppose. MLS preview. Here's the preview for the games this week. Looks like the game of the week is Montreal versus Vancouver. Here's our homegrown player update. Attach the list of players that are less than 12 months away from passing as homegrown in terms of nation or club. So Lish is soon to be homegrown at our club. Apparently he already is. And Abdul Ghani is going to be homegrown at the nation, even though he's come from our academy. I don't know how that works. But anyway. More homegrown players, that's what we need for this Academy Challenge. If you saw our last episode, you saw we brought up a couple more guys from the Academy, and of course more draft picks. Only 4 draft picks this season. But I just sort of traded the other draft picks for more draft picks in later years. So here we go. You know, the injuries again this season, they're just, you know, it starts again. Kraft and Acosta injured. They can play this match, but maximum of 60 minutes each. And then, of course, we have the Zimmerman suspension. Where'd he go? Yeah, he's already walked off. He got a red card in the MLS Cup at the end of last season, so he can't play in this first season. But that's fine. We got lots of defenders. Rodriguez, bring him up there. I've found something out about Alex Johnson. You know, he's reached 25 years old now, and he's reached the maximum of his potential. He's stuck at 3 stars. So, you know, the question is, do I keep investing in this guy who's not going to get any better, or do I trade him away? And I think I trade him away. You know, because 3-star ability is not going to win us the Champions League. We need 4-star, 5-star type guys. So he had that 5-star potential when I drafted him, but he didn't reach it. So now his partner here, John Rodriguez, who is not feeling too good at the moment, he still has that 5-star potential. So I'm going to play him. I'm going to start him. I'm going to give him all the minutes and, you know, see if he can get there. And then the other guy we drafted that same year, Steve Perry, he's not going to reach any higher either, so I might as well put Johnson in for Perry. Are there any other central defenders I can look at and bring into the team? Zimmerman obviously is not going to play. So everybody else is on loan. I guess I should have kept Eaton, one of our draft picks this season. I should have played him. But I didn't quite look at that when I was sending guys out on loan. Sometimes I get a little loan happy at the beginning of the season, and I mean, I can always recall him. But anyway, this does not look like our starting lineup here. So let's put in our first team. Drop Zimmerman, of course. Bring Rodriguez back in. Alright, so this looks like a pretty good starting lineup for us, although I do like Dan Hunter. I enjoyed his play last season. But our rookie has been playing very well, and he's better suited to that position. So Zamora, I think. See, he's a 2.5-star guy. He's got that pace, flair, leadership, determination. I mean, he's got so many good abilities passing. He dictates tempo. He's got a skill already as a young player. So, I mean, that's good. All right, now let's look at our substitutes here. We can only have 7, so I got to get rid of some of these guys. I want... let's see. Need a defensive midfielder, Kitchen. I need a central midfielder. I guess I'll keep Hunter because he can play midfield or attacking midfield. Then that would allow me to also bring in Velasquez. He can play midfield or advanced midfield as well. Yep. And then, I need a central defender. So move him up. Move him up. All right. We're kind of low on central defenders. All we got is Perry, so I'll bring Perry back up. Put him in there. You know, I should have done this before I started recording, but I got a little anxious here. And then for our striker, guess we'll bring in Akindele. Might as well. Whoops, didn't want to do that. Akindele there. Where did our boy go? Velasquez right there. Okay, so now we can get rid of the rest of these guys. Remove. Remove. Riveting stuff, I know, but, early season, sometimes you got to get back in regular season form, even when it comes to recording this mess. All right, let's go. Let's go. Got something in my eye here. Excuse me. There's so many problems today. So many problems. Take a drink of mango juice to wash it all down. Choke back your problems with mango juice. That's what I say. NCAA tournament starts this week. Big, national holiday. Our first interview of the week, the tunnel interview from Cody Peacock of the American Soccer Gazette. He is experienced and... what? Experienced and deceitful, and has a hatred of us. That's good. The absence of Walker Zimmerman is sure to be felt. How will it be without his services? We look good in training and are prepared. Blah, blah, blah. All right, so they're going with this rather defensive Stargate formation that we call it, because as you can see, here's the pyramid down here, and here's the star cluster up here. It's the address to Earth if you ever need to dial it in a Stargate. Let's close down on the close downables. There we go, there we go, there we go. Their fullbacks. Ooh. Pay seems to be getting a little forward, so we'll keep an eyeball on him. Other than that, we'll just go with the flow. Passionate. Let's avenge what happened. Go out there and express yourself. And start the match. Yes? No? Maybe? Yes? No? Yes? Alright, we're working on it. There it is. Here we are at the Chicago Stadium. I watched Chicago play this last weekend. I watched quite a few MLS games this last weekend. They had a free showing of the MLS Season Pass on my cable provider, so got to watch all the MLS games this weekend. That was fun. I might pick that up. I don't know. It's not much. It's like $70 for the whole season. That's reasonable. Acosta, no, Campbell. Because they don't really show the Saturday games on television. They only really show the Sunday games on television for whatever reason. I think because it interferes with their regular schedule programming. I don't know. Here's Ulloa taking a shot, his first long shot of the year. Of course, we know that's what Ulloa does. He takes those long shots. I would really like to improve his shooting, but I think he's a little too old for that. Ooh, Johnson almost got ahead on that. But their goalkeeper got there first. Also named Johnson, no relation. 2 minutes, and we got our first yellow card. Escobedo diving into those tackles as usual. Start to know these guys and how they play, and it sort of becomes a little predictable. There's Hoylett. Geez, that better be a deflection, or that was just the worst shot in history. Completely shanked that one. Encourage our players to play a short passing game. All right, I'm down with that. Talbert with the free kick. Nope. All right. Let's see. So yeah, we are doing the control. Let's retain possession. See what happens here. Haven't really had enough highlights to see what's going on. No foul there. Oh, good steal. Nope. Searle almost got the steal, but played it right to a Chicago player. They do seem to really be... Looks like we're both trying the control game right now. So I'm going to cancel our changes, go to our instructions, retain possession, but I'm also going to close down more, get stuck in. Maybe do the opposite of what they said, go more direct. Oh gosh. Lazy defense on the back line. We just let that ball float through from Pay to Hollett. That was ridiculous. Look at this. It's not even that great of a cross. He just gets right around our fullback and then kind of beats his man to the spot. Who is playing right back? That's a question for the ages. I don't think Cole is in there. Who's in there? Acosta. Okay. Well, that should be... He should play much better than that. Acosta just defensively has not been that great. You know, maybe I'm playing him out of position. Like I mentioned before, the national team is going to start playing him at midfield. Maybe I should too. Alcantara, the shot. We need to take a more cautious approach. We'll worry about that later. We did get our first shot on goal, being a little more aggressive. Instructions, standard instead of control. That free kick going. I mentioned 20 minutes down. There we go. Washington wins a header. Let's see if we can get something going. They're really packing that back line. Searle, can you get it out wide? Nope. Plays it back. Van de Castile. Ulloa plays it forward. Alcantara. He turns to Washington. Washington's got the angle, but bad shot. Alright, let's give these guys a pep talk here. Assertively, how about concentrate? Sure. Considering that's pretty much what I only tell the guys is to concentrate, but you know what? Sometimes you need that reminder. Talbert, oh, nice block of that cross. That was going to be a very dangerous cross. These highlights are out of control. Here's Talbert with the corner. No foul, that's always good. Let's get the steal, boys. Let's get the steal. Oh, come on. Washington tries to come back and get it, but no good. Rodriguez is there, but it's offsides. Doesn't matter. All right, that was a big break for us. Let's see if we can do something with it. 29, 30, 31, 32 minutes down. Here they get a try. Let's get the steal. Let's get the steal in their end and turn it into some offense. There it is. Van de Castile gets the interception. Settles it down to Ulloa. Zamora, our rookie, plays it into Alcantara, who plays it out wide to Acosta. Acosta back to Alcantara with a great shot, but Johnson is there to stop it. Very nice play on our part, but just excellent goalkeeping. Ulloa on the corner, and Johnson is there. So we've had our chances. I mean, that was certainly our best chance. But, you know, so far we can't capitalize. I think it might be a little hard going up the middle against this team. They're packing that middle with two defensive midfielders, and they've got a pretty good goalkeeper. Oh, there's a turnover inside the box. Washington looked off sides, but Alcantara races to get it. Washington wisely got out of the way and let Alcantara come and finish that play. That was a very nice play. So that, you know, our high pressure is working. Washington looks offside, so he just gets out of the way, and Alcantara with the finish just over the goalkeeper's shoulder. Very nice. So that evens the score 1-1 just before halftime. We need that kind of stuff. So there we go, men. Very good, very good. Very nice, yeah. Alright, come out of this match with a win today. Zamora's the only one happy about that. Rookie. Washington's looking a little frustrated, so let's see what we can say to him. There's much more to come from you. I believe you got what it takes. He looked to switch off. Alright, so no good there. Instruction-wise, I guess we'll keep it the same. We've had more of the chances since we went more direct passing in our high-pressure game, so we'll stick to that. One thing we might want to do is look at our opposition, look at their position-wise, and let's close down positionally in case they make some substitutes. So there we go. Here's Washington on the attack. His cross is blocked, but it goes back to Escobedo. To Searle, who centers to Ulloa. Ulloa out wide to Escobedo. Escobedo back to Ulloa. Back out. They're playing monkey in the middle here. Escobedo goes for the cross. Alcantara is there, but it wasn't a very good cross. Our fullbacks do need to work on their crossing ability. They're not really the best at that. They just they get a lot of attempts at crosses. So if there's Escobedo missing another tackle, they get the ball in the box. Defense is there. The shot is wide. Occam's razor sends it wide. He scored against us in the cup, I do believe. They get a throw in from the corner. Searle heads it out of there. Somebody's not paying attention. I think that's our rookie. Rookie is not looking too stellar defensively right now. He's missed several key balls that went right past him. Zamora. I think that was the name of a city in the movie Conan the Barbarian from 1982, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Zamora. I think that was the name of one of the cities. Anyway, he's probably not named after that. I have no idea. Oh, there's Searle with a nice tackle. Ulloa fires the ball up to Washington. Washington wins the foot race. He's got Alcantara, but he fires it himself. Johnson with the save, but we get a corner out of it. So this is very, very good. 54 minutes gone. Get a shot here. Ulloa almost gets the cross to one of our players, but there ends the highlight right there. No harm, no foul on Chicago's part. Searle is a little tired. Zamora is playing not very good, and same with Washington. His rating's a little low as well. So you know what? I'm going to sub those guys out. How about that? We're going to bring in Velasquez. I don't usually do this. I don't usually do performance-based substitutions. I usually just take out the yellow cards. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to bring in Akindele for Washington. Oh, I got these guys at the wrong positions again. I've been switching them back and forth with my substitutes because my substitutes are flip-flopped on the strikers because Ortega's a left footer, so I have him on the left, but he's a poacher. So anyway, my strikers have been playing out of position all game. That's lovely. So there we go. Put those guys back in. They're playing their right positions now. We'll see if we can make something out of this. Let's get a quick steal and a counterattack here. Paye acting as their outlet. There's the steal. Ulloa to Velasquez, our new substitute. Playing a little triangle ball here. Velasquez gets it into Alcantara, who wins it. Fires it wide. Not the greatest pass. It was a little bit deflected, but Alcantara went and got it. Oh, he did get the deflection. So we get the corner with Ulloa. Fires it high. Goalkeeper doesn't get it. Velasquez in a foot race wins that easily. Alright, there ends the highlight. So we got one last substitute left. I could take out Searle, but he's looking motivated. Everybody's looking motivated except for Johnson, who's looking nervous, but I don't really want to take him out. I'd like to get rid of some of these yellow cards. The yellow cards scare me a little bit. So I think I'm going to move Acosta to the left, bring in Cole for Escobedo on the right. See if we can do something with Cole. And give us even more speed out there on the wings. And one less guy who's got a yellow card. There's a yellow card for Chicago. Offsides, Akindele, 82 minutes gone. Wouldn't be surprised if Chicago didn't go into a bit of a shell, considering we've been harassing them most of the game with our high pressure. Here we go, free kick Velasquez. Ooh, he gets it almost on target. That was a nice attempt. But he still hasn't got... I don't think Velasquez has ever gotten a free kick on goal. Or at least in goal. Oh boy, there's a bad header. Akam, oh boy. That could have been a goal. If he was a little more accurate with that shot, that would have been in for sure. Searle is out there on his last legs at 59%, but only 3 minutes of stoppage time. Ouch, there's Acosta with a brutal tackle. Akindele gets it. This is probably our last counterattack of the game. Velasquez, can he fire it up there? There's Alcantara, gets it out. Nope. Full time. 1-1 draw to start the season. It's not so bad to get an away draw to start the season against a team that beat you for the cup last season. I guess we can tell the boys we were unlucky. There we go. Unlucky. Nobody cares. Well, somebody cared. Cole was motivated. Good job, Cole. So there we are. Oh, look at that. Top of the Western Conference with a draw. Even though half the conference hasn't played yet. More than half. So there you go. Let's see. Check out our analysis here. Akindele with a 6.6 rating. Not much better than Washington. Searle got man of the match with 1 key pass, 93% pass accuracy, 7.5 rating. That's pretty decent. And 1 assist. Check out the full analysis. 107 passes completed for Uloa. 108 for Searle. That's pretty good. So our passing was on point. Even though for most of the match we played, more direct passing. So that's pretty good. Our defense didn't have a ton of interceptions, but that's probably due to us controlling the ball most of the match. Take a look at the stats. Look at our ratings here. Yeah, Searle's definitely the standout with 7.9. Escobedo had a 7.2 rating, even with the yellow card and all. So that's pretty good. 7.1 rating for Johnson. So our young central defense played pretty well without Zimmerman in there to keep them together. So that's good. All around decent play. We could have, we let that one poor cross beat us. Other than that, it was pretty good. I tried to leave the match, but it didn't work. So that's probably going to do it for us unless something interesting pops up. Nah, that's going to do it for us. Next week, let's take a look at our schedule here. That's not our schedule. That's our competitions. There's our schedule. So I don't think we have Champions League to worry about. Let's see. I don't think we get it. There are some funky situations where we could get Champions League for being runner-up in the MLS Cup. If one of the other Cup qualifiers qualified in some other way, like if you win the Supporters Shield and the U.S. Cup, for example, then they pick an alternate, and the alternate is usually the team that came in second in the Cup, the MLS Cup. I'm losing my words here, talking too much. So there's a possibility we get the Champions League this season, but I don't recall if that's the case. But anyway, if that's not the case, we'll either come in with a US Cup game or, one of these here mid-season type games. So we got a lot of games to play between now and then, but I'll see you then. Bye.